There we go. I really need to get that wireless mouse.
I know.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sean Snow from Capcom Unity. You know me, but who you might not recognize,
Hello,
although
sir.
you should, is a very special guest. Carl, how you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. And yourself?
I'm hanging in there.
Good.
So, who are you? What do you do for Capcom?
Okay.
Why are you in my studio?
So for those of you that might not recognize my ugly mug, or my accent for that matter, I work over in London in the Capcom European office.
Very cool.
And the product manager over there.
Very cool. So, what exactly are you working on?
So we're really busy. We work on everything. We haven't got the luxury of as many headcount over in the States as we have in the UK. So we're extra stretched, but it's not a bad thing. We like it that way. So I have the luxury of working across all of our titles, but specifically for the UK, which is great.
So for those of you who go to CapcomEurope.com or Capcom-Europe.com, your username is Phonics, right?
Exactly that, yeah. So I take care of all things Capcom Unity as far as the forum goes, and more recently our blog, which has been hugely successful, which we've tried to emulate your success over in the US, and it's just been fantastic, really has.
You also run the Twitter and then...
Correct, yeah, we're at Capcom Euro, and we've got a YouTube feed as well.
Nice.
So
what's the YouTube feed?
Again, just Capcom Euro, / Capcom Euro, yeah.
Nice.
So we'll always try and get, we always get all of our videos that we share globally, but then also we have some exclusives and some specific stuff to Europe, which is always good.
Go check it out.
Yes, definitely, and sign up. The community are great. Always keen to see new faces and get involved in the community.
Awesome. So, I hear you're working on something really special.
Yes. So this was the main reason for my visit into this little hut today, Mr. Baxter's little hut. So we've seen huge success in the US with the fight clubs that you guys have been doing.
Right.
Absolutely fantastic.
They are a lot of fun.
The hype, the videos, the fans, it's just been off the charts. And when Seth came over, this was maybe going back 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
We sat down and worked out a plan as to how we could bring that over to Europe. And more specifically, it's going to showcase in the UK initially. And then we're going to roll it out into France and Germany and other European territories as time goes on.
You're going to be doing a lot of traveling.
Oh yeah, well, luckily we've got French and German offices, so those guys are going to look after it on a local level. Yeah. But the UK is going to be the European flagship as far as Fight Club goes. We've got a lot to live up to. You guys have done a tremendous job here, and we're going to try and we're going to try and do it as best we can, really.
What do you guys? So, I think you mentioned Gamescom, right?
Yes, exactly that. So our vague plan, without giving too much away at this early stage, is to be post Gamescom. So Gamescom is a big similar to E3, but specifically for Germany. It's in Germany. So that's mid-August. So we're going to hold our first Fight Club event post Gamescom, but full details still TBC. We want to keep it under wraps. We only want to let the coolest, most dedicated people in. But beyond that, we want to get new people involved in the scene. It's not, we love our community. We love all of our guys that have spent the last decade playing beat 'em ups. But beyond that, this is all about reaching out to new people. This is guys that, have got friends of friends that might have played, a handful of Street Fighter games in the past. This is all about, bring a few friends, come along, experience it, really get a feel for what the community is about, and really all about fighting titles.
Yeah, with fight clubs too, it's a little bit different than most events. Like, I know they're technically like they are an official Capcom event, but they never feel official. They just feel fun. Like,
exactly that, and that's the magic we're looking for. That's what we're trying to encapsulate. We're not trying to sell you anything. We're not trying to, push a specific game your way. We just want to get people along, play some new stuff that's not out yet. Some Street Fighter Cross Tekken, some Third Strike, but then explore some of our old stuff as well. Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4.
Oh, nice.
We're going to go across the board. Marvel, we want to make sure that we get everybody a taste of everything and make sure that they find their niche and find what they like the most, because they're also, you can tell everyone at home as well, they're all so different. They're all so great in their own right. And for those people that haven't played any of our fighting games before, I think it's best that we showcase them all, so we can get a real flavour for what it is that we're all about.
That'll be awesome. So, I know we talked about this a little bit before off air.
Yeah, sure.
But we were talking about some of the fighting legends of Europe and trying to get them there. Like, I don't know if you can say, what are some of the big names that you're like looking at?
So some of our big names. This couldn't have been any better timing. Leo Tan, our PR manager, just stepped in the room. Who's a big fighting fan. Come and join in. We were just talking about. Is that already on?
Yeah, it's ready to go.
So we were just talking about fighting legends.
Fighting legends
in the UK. So obviously
Reinhardt.
The US have got huge names here.
Do you know Reinhardt? Is he a known name over here?
Yeah, I know Reinhardt.
Reinhardt. Zach Bennett.
That not too familiar.
Yeah, he's the best in the UK.
Okay.
Some say when Reinhardt's not around, some say just best in the UK. He has spent a lot of time in Japan. He's gone back to Japan at the moment.
Yeah.
I think he has family there. He's half Japanese, and I don't know if he went back for training, because Reinhardt went to Japan for training recently. He's gone to live there.
He just comes to my house for
then
training.
They come back. Yeah,
that's
train. Well, that's not that kind of training. I don't know what he's doing at your house, but it's not fighting games. There are two main named players. Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool.
So the idea is that I'm going to try and get those along to fight clubs to try and give it the credibility. But as I was saying earlier, it's beyond that really. It's all about trying to introduce new people to the games in a really relaxed, fun way.
Well, I don't think there's anything relaxed about a fight club, from what I can tell.
I think
it's all hype and sweat.
Exactly that. But I think the contrast for us is that we've done loads of launch events in the past, and they've been great, but they've really been targeted towards press and journalists.
Yeah.
And only the most dedicated community fans, the ones that are out there day in, day out. And we want to try to broaden our horizons a bit and get, a more formalized crowd, more informal crowd, and get those into the mix.
Very cool. So, I don't know if everyone's favorite bearded hero, Seth Killian, is a big legendary fighter over there as much as he is here in the U.S., but do you guys have something?
We all know who Seth Killian is, but we know who Seth Killian is through his work on the games and for Capcom, and not from his days as a tournament player. I think his days as a tournament player were quite a long time ago, right?
They were, I think so, yeah.
And basically we, I don't know, if you speak to the Neo Empire guys, they'll know a lot of names, but
hang on, you need to explain what Neo Empire is as well.
Neo Empire is RSRK.
Oh, okay.
And they, like a lot of they will know every named player.
Yeah.
But in terms of, I guess, to you, it's not really, it's an inaccurate use of the term, but in terms of household names, everything kind of started at the Full Parry video.
Okay.
Daigo and Justin Wong, and so everyone knows Justin Wong.
Yeah.
Maybe Ricky Ortiz, like people who don't play fighting games might know that name, and then after that it kind of gets a bit, like Marvel basically doesn't exist, or didn't exist. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was not a big tournament game in the UK, so we don't know big names from that.
Has that changed since Marvel 3? Yeah,
Marvel 3. Well, now there's not really. I think in the old days there was a Marvel vs. Capcom community or a Street Fighter community,
right,
or whatever it is, a Virtua Fighter community. But there's not enough players now for people to have that luxury. So now everybody it's the fighting games community. And so some people specialize in some games, but you still get like the Guilty Gear champ placing 4th in some Street Fighter tournament or whatever. Because, you just think you can't afford to just play one game now.
Right. Well, that makes sense.
So the equivalent, again, Leo mentioned the Marvel scene. Leo mentioned Neo Empire, and they host their annual event, which is the equivalent to EVO, but in the UK, called Super Versus Battle. And this is for the first time this year. They're going to be have a Marvel tournament. So I think that's a testament to how successful it's been, on the tournament scene.
Yeah. Then there was an exhibition match a couple of years ago, when Justin Wong came over for the first Street Fighter 4 when we had it there as the arcade cabs on preview.
Yeah.
And he came over for whatever tournaments. And we don't have any, like I said, we didn't have any Marvel vs. Capcom 2 players at the time, except for this guy called Sinity. And so there was an exhibition match between Justin Wong and Sinity, but it was just like watching a bear crush a handful of berries.
A bit like me playing you.
Yeah, like juicy berries that you've injected with water and just going, and then like having your face covered in all this berry juice. That was basically what it was.
That's probably the craziest explanation and visual I've had today.
I love that.
No disrespect to Sinity. I'm sure he's a great Marvel vs. Capcom 2 player in his own circles, but if you need to play the top players to know what top high level play is.
Right.
And if you're not playing like regular top tier guys, when you do meet someone like Justin Wong, he's gonna tear you apart.
Definitely. So, well, now I'm thinking, I wonder if there's a video of that somewhere on YouTube.
No doubt there will be somewhere.
Yeah, there's
someone will have recorded
Sinity
it.
Destruction, just search that. Yeah, you'll find it.
So bringing things back to Fight Club, just our shameless plug.
Yeah.
We've got 7 events planned. Again, without giving too much away, 7 events planned, all in the UK initially. Again, with the plans to roll this out throughout the rest of Europe over the coming months and years. All UK, and we're trying to get a big split of the geographically trying to split it. So again, another one of our big faults up until now was to host events only in London, which isn't a great thing for those that can't travel, and communities that are in little pockets of the UK that never really get involved in this sort of thing. So we're going to have a really big split, so you can expect us to be within a stone's throw from most big cities.
I mean, basically, if you live in the UK, we're going to come near you. We might not come directly to your city, but we're going to come near you.
We won't touch you.
You'll be able to get to us within maximum an hour journey time on some kind of train, whatever it is.
Definitely.
We're going to have only fighting games, but we're going to have music, we're going to have drink. It's going to be more like a party than just like a video games event. And you're already a Capcom fan. You're probably a fighting games player, but you've got friends that aren't. Bring them along and they'll have a good time. This isn't just about hardcore fighting games. This is just a party that happens to have fighting games in. So please come and see us.
Did you know that? There's no drinks at their Fight Club?
Well, oh really? I'm lucky.
You are lucky. Like, Europe's drinking age is so much lower than ours.
Oh yeah, we're 18, yeah.
Oh yeah, there is that.
Well, I mean, we might let under 18s in and have a wristband system. We haven't quite worked out the fine details yet, or there might be, we'll kick everyone out at a certain time, then over 18s are back in. But we'll work out a way, because basically, we don't want to go on tour without having access to
and it makes us play better as well. We're better players when we're drunk.
Definitely. Everyone's a better player,
I'm
right?
incredible when I'm
drunk. A couple of single malts, we're good.
Especially if you guys live stream it. You got to live stream this. You got to figure out a way.
So this is going to be a biggie for us, isn't it? So hopefully we'll try and get that locked down.
I'll come out and show you how to do it once, so you can do
the logistics of it seem pretty crazy, but you seem to have it locked down.
We did an event in Scotland, Super Street Fighter 4 preview event, where we live streamed some of it.
Yeah.
And then me and towards the end of the night, had a few beers. So me and a friend of mine, appropriated a PC to hook up our karaoke set, and then we were singing karaoke, but didn't realize that we'd left the stream running, and so what we were doing is we were streaming Street Fighter matches, but with our singing over the top for about 5 or 6 hours, and actually someone the IT guy had realized what was going on, and then set up a little camera without us knowing, and then done picture-in-picture of us singing on top of the fighting. Did that make it over here?
That's how professional we are.
It did not.
You missed that, right? That was an accident. We didn't mean to stream that.
That sounds like something we should do on purpose, though.
Yes.
Never next time, maybe, yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, what other things that I need to tell you about? Again, we're trying not to give too much away at this early stage, because we want it to be...
Well, it's a lot already. I mean, this is great to hear that there's going to be... I mean, the one thing I always hear... I'm on Capcom Unity almost, all the time for feedback, and a lot of the people who are in Europe that are on Capcom Unity are constantly asking for European events, and so this seems like an answer to their prayers.
Yeah, very much so, very much so. It's been a long time coming, and it is overdue, but we're really excited to finally get it off the ground and give you more ideas in the weeks to come, really. So basically, keep an eye on Capcom Europe. And keep your ear to the ground, and you'll definitely find out when our first event is and the location of it, and more details to follow.
How soon do you think that'll be?
Oh, okay. So again, as you alluded to earlier on, so we're looking at a post-Gamescom Fight Club. So Gamescom, again, the German event, similar to E3, is the middle of August. So you can expect more info shortly after that for our first outing at Fight Club.
Very cool.
Also, if you are asking about events in Europe, please come to the Capcom Europe forums and ask us there, and we'll hear you.
Exactly.
Whereas in Capcom Unity, we might not hear you so quickly.
It's capcom-europe.com.
Exactly.
For those of you wondering.
Yeah.
There's also their Twitter account, which is at Capcom Euro, like we were saying earlier.
Exactly.
And YouTube.
And again, our blog is a subsection of capcom-europe.com. So if you just visit, you can just click on the blog tab. You can get all up. You know, we post in like 5 or 6 times a day all the quirky stuff that you guys we always see on your on Unity, and we're a big fan of that. So we try and replicate that as much as possible.
I can't wait to see more about the events.
I can't wait to get there.
I'm sure your guys are going to be dead by the end of this, but it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
It'll be good. It'll be good. Thanks for your time, dude.
Yeah, thanks for swinging by.
Pleasure.
Leo, thanks for popping in.
No worries.
All right, guys. We're going to let you get back to watching some games. We'll probably throw it on some Street Fighter Cross Second, maybe? Something like that. Okay. We'll see ya.